Did you know that Seattle grunge band Nirvana once had a feud with English rock band Killing Joke? Well, these things are bound to happen when one band creates a song that sounds too similar to another, which begs the question, who did it better, Nirvana versus Killing Joke? In 1984, English rock band Killing Joke released '80s, a song about pushing through the difficulties of life in the 1980s. Which would be the first single off of their fifth studio album, Nighttime. '80s would debut at number 60 on the UK singles chart and would be used as the theme song for Identification Discovery's docu-series, The 1980s, The Deadliest Decade. The song would also be used in various TV programs and films, such as the party scene from Weird Science. Or in the intro to the short-lived That '80s Show. Snaking throughout the track is a mesmerizing guitar riff in the key of E minor. Album critic Bill Janovitz of AllMusic would say, "Guitarist Gordy Walker shines on '80s, playing cyclical and repetitive riffs, each one a variation or inversion of the song's main theme, and each one a hook unto itself." The song would take on some controversy in 1992 when Nirvana released Come As You Are, which would be their second single for their now iconic album Nevermind. The Nirvana single would feature a melancholy take on Gordy Walker's riff performed in Killing Joke's '80s. This did not sit well with members of Killing Joke, who would later go on to tell an interviewer at Guitarist, "We were very pissed off about that, but it's obvious to everyone. We had 2 separate musicologist reports saying it was infringement. Our publisher sent their publisher a letter saying that it was, and they went, 'Boo, never heard of ya.' But the hysterical thing about Nirvana saying they'd never heard of us was that they'd already sent us a Christmas card." Nirvana had indeed heard of Killing Joke, as Kurt Cobain openly admit that the riff was similar to the Killing Joke single, a fact which left Kurt reluctant to even include Come As You Are on the album. However, the band's management was insistent that Nirvana include the song on Nevermind because at the time, they believed it was going to be the album's biggest single due to its commercial appeal. Keep in mind that before the album was released, nobody knew that Smells Like Teen Spirit would be the breakthrough hit connecting with the youth of a generation that it turned out to be. So the record label was really riding high on Come As You Are to help the band reach mainstream audiences. In 2000, band manager Danny Goldberg would confess, "We met to discuss what Nevermind's second single would be. We couldn't decide between Come As You Are and In Bloom. Kurt was nervous about Come As You Are because it was too similar to a Killing Joke song. But we all thought it was still the better song to go with. And he was right. Killing Joke later did complain about it." It is unknown whether Killing Joke actually did file a lawsuit against Nirvana, and with Kurt's passing just 2 years following the single's release, it has been assumed that any pending litigation may have been thrown out or dissolved to spare the burden on the surviving members of Nirvana. So who do you think did a better job? Do you prefer the original version by Killing Joke with its up-tempo post-punk rhythm? Or did Nirvana take over the airwaves during such a pivotal time in your youth that Kurt's take on the riff is a version that you are much more familiar with? Let us know down below in the comments. Regardless of any intellectual infringement, Killing Joke may have had the proverbial last laugh about a decade later when former drummer of Nirvana, David Grohl, would put his duties with Foo Fighters on hold to play drums on Killing Joke's 2003 self-titled album. When asked about the controversy, Killing Joke bassist Paul Raven assured Rolling Stone that it was all water under the bridge. Dave and I had a few laughs about that over the past year or so. He mentioned it to me when I met him backstage at Pantera a couple of years back. Okay, and now that we have that all settled, we can sit back and enjoy the music. But let's just try to avoid asking Captain Sensible from The Damned how he feels about everything.